management. We are trying to arrest a process that had been initially started by management because we were not privy to that. They actually, personally, I wouldn't sanction that kind of interaction. But since they had started on the process, we said, okay, fine. How do we harmonize? How do we address it? I've told you even that letter I wasn't copied in. I just got my own communication from the ED on Friday last week. That's how it came to my office. And we had to attend to it very urgently. So when we were discussing the outdoor ordinance, we made it categorically clear that as the authority, we have no powers to regulate the pinning of political posters. We don't have that mandate. The other thing we agreed on, Mr. Chairman, you were asking the question, can't we pull down those billboards? I said this in the meeting, and the ED is here, and said if we were to enforce order in the city, and we have these billboards, which are not paying taxes, and they are collecting a lot of money. They are using our own facilities. Actually, many of them erected their billboards within our land, on our land, in the road reserves, drainage reserves, and whatnot. We can invoke those acts, the Physical Planning Act and Building Control Act, and pull down those billboards. It is possible. So that's what it entails.
That way, you would be able to sit on a round table and say, can you waive part of this? Can we agree going forward? Even invoking land law, because that is trespass. Yeah, okay. We cannot continue like this. Deputy Chair?
Chair, I wanted a clarification from either ED or the road mayor. It's related to outdoor advertising. When you move around the city, I see billboards which reads Kcca welcomes His Excellency Lukwago 7 to Kampala. We want to confirm, are these billboards were done by Kcca or the president is welcoming himself in Kampala? If it was done by Kcca, you did it from which account or from which budget? Because we are here before us, there are so many domestic areas. Is it going to be part of the domestic areas for the next financial year? We need clarity on this. That's what I wanted.
Chair, you put a question to the Lord Mayor. Some of us are independent members of Parliament, and we're also going to have independent presidential candidates. Now you are writing to the Secretary Generals of political parties. Where do you put us?
For you will be put in Casiro. The authorities in Casiro will deal with you.
You are not aware that I'm going to be a presidential candidate.
I'm not aware.
I can now tell you.
Okay. Deputy Chair, you have pressed and placed me between the rock and the hard place, but it's not mine. So Lord Mayor, tell us about that budget, whether the president was welcoming himself. No, the president is not Kcca, so he could not have received and welcomed himself in the city. Lord Mayor, when you put up that thing, whose budget were you encroaching on?
I think that comes squarely to the accounting officer. I have no idea. We have not, at least we have not discussed it in SEC. And at some stage, I had also intended to ask management to account for the same at an appropriate time.
The money?
Yes. To explain on which vote and how they came up with that advert and so on.
ED?
And so forth. So that one, the ED. But
answer the member's question.
The other one, Chair, about independence and
about independence
and the processes, Mr. Chairman. For us, as the State Executive Committee, our position is that we do not have that mandate actually to regulate the pinning of posters. unless we implement the outdoor advertisement ordinance, which has been halted. So we have no legal tool to guide us on regulating posters. Our position is that posters are not buildings which require building permits. Because even permits go through, the approval of permits go through a process.
Okay.
The Act creates two bodies, the Physical Planning Committee under the Physical Planning Act, and the Building Committee under the Building Control Act.
But we have seen you bringing down posters.
That is totally illegal, Mr. Chairman. That is the issue, the bone of contention we have internally. And we are saying that is totally unacceptable. And we agreed to bring that to a halt until we clear the position.
ED, which budget power to remove posters and the power to bring down billboards?
Honorable Chair and members, in writing to the Secretaries Generals of the political parties, we had noticed a growing concern of an increase in posters of various materials placed in various places, some of them in dangerous places. We thought that in arresting that situation, we would have an engagement with the Secretaries Generals so that they can communicate to the political parties about the need to have an organized manner in which these advertising materials and campaign materials would be utilized. That was what we were envisaging. And we are